Beautiful abode.
Hello, Suzanne, also there, and Lisa, and Brian, Sabine. Good to see you again. Yes. Well, should we start with the bells, the gong? And I'm wondering whether somehow we could also have some other sounds in this time together. Sabine, if you feel called at a certain point to do something, and whether you want to do that at the start or at the end, or just whenever you feel the impulse to bring us into some kind of sound practice. You'll make it clear yourself, yeah?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you so much. Great. Okay, well, let's come together in this space. I'm still kind of like very much in the energy of the assembly last night. So serving World Unity Week and 99 days of our missions that we're going to form, and then Peace Week. So we're in this journey together. But let's first rest in the place where we are in, with our feet on the ground somewhere on Earth. And I am here in Vreeland, Peaceland, ringing the bells for us 3 times. And then we'll do I would say 1 or 2 words, so not sentences, but just a quick name, the place where you're calling in from, and 1 or 2 words that are alive in you first, so that we get a sense of the field, and then we'll see what we want to be sharing. There are points on the agenda, no doubt.
I'm Hasina Patel, calling in from Newcastle, South Africa. Aliveness, hope, peace, connection.
Annelies from Vreeland, in letting go and in penetrating meekness.
I'm Rodrigo, also of Vreeland. Wow! I'm amazed, open, and respectful to the BrridgingContinents process. Aho.
Juliet, calling in from Cork, Ireland, and excited and feeling so grateful and full-hearted. Thank you.
Kamala, also called Cami,
from Greece, feeling roots and new beginnings at the moment. Balance.
Marilyn calling in from Fintorn Eco Village in Scotland, feeling life is full, must be obedient, trusting the process.
Lisa from Krakow and heart presence.
Ryan from Krakow, multi-purpose self.
Iris from Vienna, Austria, open and full of awe.
Sabine from Cologne, Germany. Very, very happy to be in this group. Honored and thankful.
Sarah in France. I'm feeling fresh and full of music. Make a wave, we are all one.
And Petra, also from France, I'm feeling curious and grateful this morning.
Could you name the place where in France?
I'm in a little town called Plodrin in the country. It is about 20 minutes inland from the coastal town of Vannes, which is on the west coast in Brittany.
Thank you.
And I'm in Thiviers in the Dordogne region.
Oh, okay, so further south.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Welcome, Petra.
Good morning. My name is Suzanne. I'm living in Switzerland. I in a village called Meckenwil between Zurich and Aarau, and I'm very happy that I can participate in this for the first time, as not only as how do you say that, going into presentations as an audience listener, but first time I'm like I feel called to contribute. So I'm very happy that I can be here. Very happy for leading. Very happy for. Thank you, Anna Marie and Cara, for that space here. I'm happy to be alive. Thank you for being here.
Wow, what a richness. What a richness. Great. So how many of us were at the assembly last night? Were able to stay up late? Okay, good. So we had a sharing of voices. Some of the co-producers, some of the people that have been there from the start, let's say 4 years ago, different parts of, if we would look at the wheel of co-creation, the different sectors actually lighting up a bit so that was what was presented. There is a recording if you want to watch it, but it's also kind of like it was a celebration of us coming together. If I can name it like that, there might be a few others that want to voice something about it. That would be nice, just to align our energies with that part of the world that was in the Zoom, of course, but a lot of people in other parts of the world and time zones. And what I take away is that there is a willingness to not only come together, of course, at World Unity Week, but also to come up with a mission or a statement or something that we're going to contribute to. And there, for me, I also can feel a different, an energy of more willingness to collaborate, co-create, not only in an event or in one panel or something like that, but in a longer stretch, which is part of, I think, the practice and the journey. So yeah, that's what I take away. But maybe we can hear just a few voices, not to be complete, but just to bring some of the energy present. So if you have something else that you totally felt or don't, then please, some of you who were there maybe can voice that, and then we can see what we want to be doing today.
I felt a very strong sense of oneness. And I don't compare because there's always individual, there's always, each event has its own energy, but I feel like from last year, we're really moving forward into oneness and a lot of long-term co-creation. I just feel that energy.
One of the themes that was rolling around last night was walking through the dark with eyes open and hearts open and listening and facing that the One Humanity project in Auschwitz, and then how do we make a honor that and host a transformative space with it as we experience, so people have the whole experience of that, as well as the woman who walked through LA on foot and really saw the sad and heartbreak sides of it on her heart, body, and spirit, and then how we face and hold those spaces. And someone was holding these spaces for the children of people in drug cartels, and so it's like, yes, we're big and bright enough to hold the light in the dark. Yeah.
And adding to that, the pathways seem to be more paved this time, as if there was done already so much and everyone was willing to come forward. And there was some sense of showing up, which really had a different energy now.
Yeah, I couldn't get on the Zoom because it had already reached capacity of 100 people. So I was on the Facebook, and I was almost overwhelmed by the wonderful warmth and open-heartedness, that how they welcomed everybody, no matter what you're doing, where you're at, that every person has their unique contribution and is so welcome. It was that incredibly warm welcome into the oneness that I found really heartwarming.
I'll just share a teeny bit. I tend to work in small group, and I got pretty overwhelmed at the magnitude of so many fantastic projects and so many dates that are just rolling up to World Unity Week and the 99 days. And, I personally need a calendar of where they're showing up, that we can just go to one page and just see the links and see the times that they are. And one thing that really touched my heart was when, hold on a second, Justine Page with, my God, Earthwise. She said something about having one time zone. And oh my God, if that could exist. Okay, I stop.
Weaving on Brian's comment, maybe one time zone is art, and that was music. Not one time, but two times. So, yeah. Music. Abundanza, danza. Danza, bonanza. Thank you, music.
Annelies, if you want, maybe I can open up because the word is music. Maybe there's something that wants to be sang or spoken in light language. If you are welcome to this, I can open and see what I can contribute today. Okay. Yo matea kandina katewa kate. Yo maheta kayewa andene mate yete wowa hana ye. So yamo wahaitene que Deus kayasi, tayanto yante na yantaye. So by with ease, kisam, no boyachis, kisam, todo pasam, magihiwasi asi. Do yamana miyata kawotaye, tayotaye, tayotaye. Foi assim que Deus kayasem atana tiwantaya kanane no yanowai, nayowai, nayowai. Hey Yehovah, hey Yehovah, hey Yehovah, hey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabine.
You're welcome.
Annelies, do you want to say something to add to that? Thank you for holding the space.
Yeah, well, Sabine opens up and helps us release all what is to be released. So letting go, even the tiniest bits we have to let go. That's all in this moment. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. I don't know if everybody is familiar with your work, Sabine, here. So maybe just a few words to clarify, because I could imagine that some people were thinking, what are the words meaning? What are we talking about? Yeah. So just a little to relax into even more the sound that you gave us.
Okay. Well, I'm a singer and I'm a sound healer. So since about 25 years, I receive frequencies and these languages that I transmit when I open up to a group or to a space or to somebody in person. And I connect. It just happens like I open the door to source, to creative spaces that wants to be said and sang for the benefit of those who are listening. And I call them light languages because I think they come from a beautiful, lightful space. And they transmit information and healing. And yeah, it resonates in the parts in you individually. Everybody feels it different and everybody receives it differently. And I don't look into anybody. I don't see what's happening. I just transmit what wants to become, what wants to come in the space. And I can't translate it because I don't understand the words. So it's really, for me, it's a coming home. It's a home space. It's like a universal language that I transmit.
Thank you for sharing that beautiful gift with us.
You're very welcome.
It's interesting for me that you chose the word home, because the overwhelming feeling for me through that was a sense of family.
Mm.
And I think that's what I'm feeling most with this group, is this idea of the roles we play together and bringing together the sense of belonging to a bigger purpose together.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Cami. And what I shared yesterday was also that if we can, each and every one of us, find our place in the moments in the web of life, and feel that belonging in so it's my own place, but I'm also in the circle in the web of life, that could perhaps also really help us to find other ways of coming together, other ways of justice, and through the justice also being able to collaborate and work together. So the importance of homecoming, belonging, being there, present, showing up, shining, bringing our gifts and bringing our missions into that, in which I would say really define, if you are to define something, make sure it's what makes your heart sing to do that, so that we can move on with passion and ease and that's also the theme of this 13 days of in the Mayan calendar, as it's translated for me by the Kinweb group in the Netherlands. The theme of this wave of the red snake is passion and ease. So maybe so. I'm wondering, Cara, what would we feel knowing how we are in this phase of learning how to collaborate, what to do, use the tools that we have at our fingertips, and some of the tools that still are in development, to create also, Brian, what you were calling for, this one page where we have an overview of the program and also the missions that we're also developing. John shared a little bit about that yesterday on the Mighty Network. What we would be sharing now, and then to continue our weaving, and also to see, to make, I really appreciate Marilyn's presence, because I know her calendar and her agenda, and as she's also in the Living Cities Earth group with this huge ambition to reach out to the hearts in 10,000 cities in the world, and we will be showing up in the meshwork for cities and ecoregions. If there's anything to share from that perspective, knowing that we will also be having this Global Happy Cities event on the 22nd of June. So yeah, just asking you both, and then opening up the floor, of course, for anybody that wants to share, but just to give short, some kind of context that we might need. So one is very much on the practical level, how we can collaborate more. And the other is, Marilyn, when the time is right in this next 30 minutes, to share something about what you feel is important. Whether that's that or something else, doesn't matter. Just inviting you to take some time for that.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. I'll share now if that's appropriate, because I will have to leave at 1:15.
Then go ahead, go for it.
Okay, lovely to meet you all, everyone. Very inspiring morning. I wish I could have participated last night, but I had a very full day, and many things are happening, not only with Living Cities Earth and with my Integral City Meshworks groups now, but here also at Findhorn Eco Village, change is afoot. And it's not only in the Findhorn Foundation. Many of you have probably come and done Experience Week or done other things here, but also in the community itself. So everything that we're seeing in the larger world is in microcosm here at Findhorn at the moment. And I think that one of the things I notice that we're being challenged to do is to cooperate and collaborate at a completely new level. So coming into World Unity Week and the 99 days between that and the Peace Week, I think is really a way to align what we're doing with Living Cities Earth. Anna Marie mentioned that we had already set the intention to have a Global Happy Cities Summit as our quarterly celebration. We have organized ourselves to have quarterly themes. Behind us, we had an Earth Day Summit that was very focused and successful beyond our expectations. It's lovely to hear the multiple languages and multiple countries here, because one of the things we did with that summit for Earth Day was we designed it in about 2 weeks. It was very quickly wanting to come together. And we used the third day to have multiple languages. So we had that day, we had 12 languages that weren't English, which allowed people to be in different time zones in the cities that they were coming from. And we would like to create those conditions again for World Unity Week. We have an expectation, as Anna Marie said, that with bringing our Global Happy Cities Summit, somehow we'll work a program. If we're focusing just on June the 22nd, then I'm sure we will go through many time zones for that day. And as we're holding also the convergence room for meshworking cities and ecoregions, I'm looking to invite back many of the Integral City students, grads, participants who have worked with us in the past, and give them sort of a new challenge to step into both Unity, the projects for 99 days, and to join us now for the Living Cities Earth. So it never ceases to amaze me when I've participated in prior years with World Unity Week, the new faces that I see, the new voices I hear, and how you are all so inspiring. I really feel a lot of people don't really necessarily think of their cities as sacred places, but that's my calling, to see cities as places where our collective consciousness comes together in new ways and new levels. And I think it's a very important time this year, and would invite you all to participate and bring your gifts and talents and your energies and inspirations. So lovely to meet you, and thank you, Anna Marie, for the opportunity to speak this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Brian, go ahead.
I'd like to hear from Robert, where he lives, and a couple words, maybe.
Yes, thank you. For me, what drives me, I'm so ready to see that I help these people who are dying of hunger, who are dying of dirty water, contaminated water, who are suffering from diseases from global south. So for me, I'm from Uganda in East Africa. I'm a founder of Rejoice Africa Foundation. Simply, we are doing climate restoration and doing agroforestry, planting vegetables and fruits for families. So far, we have planted for 360 households. Last time I shared a video of what we are doing, and now people are busy participating in the project. Then secondly, we also support those people who don't have water. Really, in my community, people walk long distances in search for water. And to the worst, they get contaminated water. So we help them to give them some water sources. We give them tanks and boreholes in their communities. We also do humanitarian aid where it is necessary. When we see people suffering from hunger, we support them with food according to the availability of funds and the solidarity. So for me, what I urge, what I feel, what makes me happy should make my friend be happy in this World Unity Week. That's my message. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, and thank you also for the great work you're doing and the continuous work you keep doing. And yeah, really very appreciative.
And as we think about collaborating together for this World Unity Week, how we can sort of think together in this space while we're all together, what sort of topics and discussions and experiences would we like to see that moves us all forward together. So if we're some of us here are co-creating the Healing for Rising room, so we can think about what kind of panel or co-created ceremonies would help bring that collective co-creative energy to us. Or there's a Peace on Earth room that David Gershon and his group are creating, and so they're saying, how can we all work with our networks together to bring this Peace on Earth game to many, many places around the world and inspire many of us to get these Peace on Earth neighbor conversations going where we live. So I'm going to take on that challenge, because that's when I tuned in. I did an event with Chloe Goodchild about singing with your place and like connecting to your place and letting a song come through about it. And my song was like, Kara, you're not learning French. You're like, get involved with your local people there in Tivier. And so I'm going to use this format. I've been practicing my French, and then I'm going to use this format of the six challenges of the Peace on Earth process to help me be brave enough to ask my neighbors to come and be together. So that's sort of another way. And then in the Joy Fuel room, Summer's going to be dancing for 24 hours. So there's like that. How do we like that energy together as well? And I'm seeing there's this Shared Wisdom Towards Unity and Peace room emerging. I don't know what that one is yet. So if anyone knows. Nope. And then there's Holistic Design and Biomimicry. That's yours, Hasina. So do you have anything to say about that one? Just so we get a sort of sense of what's emerging, and then we can help to feel where our energy and hearts light up to be part of that. Yeah.
So the convergence room that Tom Acklin and I are running is called Humanity as Organism Thrives.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know who's, yeah. The other one is Biomimicry. Sure.
I bet that's Brian and Russo's room, that other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they'll talk about teaming and everything there?
Yeah, that's one of the synergy circles, and yeah, with teaming, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to participate in some of that teaming stuff now to get on what they mean there by the radical collaboration. And John showed the Mighty Network last night, and it's reorganized this year. It's much clearer and much easier to understand how to see everything. And so like there's one space for World Unity 2023, and then you can see the news, which is kind of everything that's new. And then there's participate, where you put in the participation form. And then there's this list of rooms that I'm just reading right now. And then there's events. So right now the events is the best thing we have to that calendar, but it's more just letting you know like where the training events are and the meetings, the assemblies. And we're going to get this meeting on there too. I'm just in that process of going to work with John today to make sure we get that organized. And then you participants, then you can connect to the other people as well. And then the hub is the space where you can get some help, and they're just building that, so it's all coming. And then those Trello boards, of course, will start to come online, where the room 1 Trello board will have like what are all those events they were talking about. Audrey Kadigaro was talking about an event with youth. And you're like, when was that? So eventually that Trello board is going to become more public, and then you'll be able to see all those cards with the pictures and the times all in a row on each day. And that becomes, it is a little tricky because there's many Trello boards, and I think they are also, I think they did last year you could say what's everything happening on today. They make a calendar of that, and that'll be available like on the World Unity Week website. So
it's an overview, and it also gives you the possibility to link it to your calendar so that the time zone calculation is automatically done. So maybe you could put some of the links again in, because we have some new people here as well. And it's good practice for us all, I presume, to the Mighty Network and to the, I don't know how we get to the Trello boards. I don't think we get there yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. Yeah. So there are some other topics I would also like to just put here. Of course, there is the prophecy work. I'm imagining Rodrigo and I were speaking about the conscious politics or the spiritual politics and how that kind of work works. And I also would I would like to give some thoughts about, and perhaps we can speak about that either separately, Robert, or next week, how and in what way in World Unity Week we can serve you in supporting you in doing the work that you're doing, but also connecting it in a different way and support your community. I know there are the basic needs that are first, of course, need to be met. So there's that side. And there's also another side, perhaps, which I don't know yet, but I'm sensing around belonging, place. I mean, you've shared in the past years around the complexity around that in your context. But is there something, and is there also something that we can do with a quest, if that's appropriate and if that serves to give people, the 300 plus families that you're working with together, for them to be held and to be feeling somehow supported in bringing forth what they can be doing in their own lives. Holding space could be one thing, but yeah, I would like to explore that a little bit more deeper. So that's one of my invitations to you, Robert, to see how we can do that. But that might require first a separate conversation.
Yes. Thank you very much for this wonderful. In Uganda, these 360 women who are from the poor families, and those women are having children who are suffering, they are poor. We Rejoice Africa, we are supporting them with fruits, seedlings, and vegetable seeds for planting. And this planting, it has unifies them. They plant together, they learn together how to plant them. And after learning together, you see there is some improvement in unity. Some people, they share their experiences from their families. And it has helped to heal some people, some families, they learn from other families from this process. And also we help them to water conservation in their home. In water conservation, we try to teach them how to construct water tanks locally. And if we have money, we support them to construct water tanks. And we found that 10 households, they have accepted to share one big water tank, but unfortunately, we don't have capacity to support them with 10 families construct water tank in one family. They keep sharing water during dry season. So this project is unifying these women 360, and they are very much eager to keep collaboration, to keep learning from each other as they get more experiences. And I will share some videos how we are teaching them. I will share those videos in the WhatsApp. You will see how these women leaders, how we are just collaborating together. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Great. Good. And let's continue around that as one of the important parts to also bring into World Unity Week. Thank you, Marilyn, and good luck. And also good luck in Hungary, where you're going to be sharing the message. And see you soon. Petra, would you like to share something? Can I just ask like that? Because I think I haven't seen you here in this calls before, so maybe you would like to share a little bit. And then perhaps Suzanne, I know you also are bubbling with all kinds of ideas. So you might want to be sharing something as well, so that we get a little bit of this sense of how can we connect.
Yeah, so it is my first time here on the call. The lovely Sabine invited me to be part of the weekly call for now. And so since this is my first time, I'm listening and learning how everyone is collaborating together and the kind of ideas that are already taking shape and have taken shape. It sounds to me like this has been a longer project. I didn't know anything about it before Sabine told me about it, so I'm still learning and kind of finding out what it is and how you work together. So this has been a very inspiring call already, seeing all the different faces and the different projects everyone is doing on their own also. Yeah, so I'm here to learn and find out how I could connect with this group, what I could contribute, where I could fit in, and how we could maybe expand this into where I work or what I do. My work is mostly online in the well-being coaching space. So I don't do a lot of offline work simply because most of my clients are in the United States and in Canada. But I saw that with the World Unity Week, that's also on online events. So, you know, there is lots of opportunity also to do this virtually. Yeah, so kind of listening and seeing if there's any ideas that pop up where I could kind of plug in. And, you know, if anyone has any ideas also, or where they feel they might want like a virtual component that maybe I could help with, also something along those lines, I'd be very happy to help with that or collaborate with that. So yeah, kind of here to learn. That's why I started curious, listening, finding out, and just seeing where everyone's at. But absolutely happy to share and help and bring my skills wherever they're needed. So I'm very glad to be part of this.
Thank you, Petra.
Okay. I'm not sure what I can share, or I'm in the process. I'm still in the process to find ways, or which ways, or what I like to contribute more. Probably, and it's good that I look on the last World Unity Week video from yesterday. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I was checking it, but it was timely. The same with the Talking Circle, the Four Worlds Talking Circle. I have the privilege to be in since 3 years with Chuchu, Joan, Henry, and Claudia Valdez, and the other nice woman. I never skip that, no matter what. Sorry.
That's all good.
Or I can skip it, but I mean, I didn't skip it. I didn't feel to skip it.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But it's personal contact.
Yeah. Yes.
Very nurturing for me. I think I'm looking for the video first, and then
okay. So next
I
week
have more But what I can share, I invited the Dalai Lama and with the backup of Anne-Marie and Adriana Alvarez. We sent it, I created a letter and I sent it to him, to his secretary, and I wait for answer. That would be awesome if he could be there, or at least sending a message. And I not only invited him for the World Unity Week, but also for the 99 days and the 21st September, because he would be nice to have with us. I keep you informed as soon as I hear something from his secretary, for sure. And I had a kind of idea coming to connect with Jerusalem, Palestinian women. I had this idea years ago, and I connected, but I never pushed through somehow. But this time, this thing or this call or whatever you name it, this sense of connect now appeared very strong. So I did that. And it looks like she's very interested in, and there are 4 people there, and they're very shy in front of Zoom, I can tell you, like the indigenous people being in a war with the oil companies, they're very threatened, and it's very dangerous to name who you are and where you at, because you know what I mean. So, but we keep it in a good frame, that probably just one name, not a pre-name before, and then we do circles in my Zoom room afterwards in a secret closed manner.
Very good.
I'm waiting for, she's on the way with this message I brought to her to please join the World Unity Week. And I mentioned Anne-Marie, I mentioned Cara, I mentioned the video from Jerusalem. I sent it to her, you know, with this. And she wrote me back yesterday and said, that's very nice. And she will go and talk to the other 3 people. And I wait for answer. So it's in the progress what they decide, if they like to come to the World Unity Week. But for sure, Regula will be there. And I wait for answer if the other 3 will come as well. And I was invited to go to this event where 1,000 women will stand for peace at the Red Sea, at a place where the Palestinian women and the Jerusalem women can meet without being threatened with missiles. I'm sorry to be that open, but it's just a fact how it is there. And Dekshifil is coming as well, and Dekshifil is the first one who will join us on the round table. I suggested her as an idea to do that, because I heard that she's thinking about how can I join, what can we do? And so I gave her this idea and she liked it. And Dekshi will be there, and Ben Bowler likes the idea, what I shared, and I will keep him posted as well. So it's in the progress. I cannot tell you more, but it ignited something very well, and I'm going with the flow. So that's what I can share at the moment. What I feel is what I had very strong in my heart to help these women was to make a music chain. Like we start there with Jerusalem and Palestinian women singing songs, and then we pass the singing torch, the peace torch, to another people. And so we make like a circle. We can circle that, because I know art has a very high frequency, and probably Sabine knows what I'm talking about. It's really, and he has it. That's on the other realm, you have on a high realm, you have prayer dances, singing, or this it's a way up level where the ancestors or the spirit guides are familiar. They are there, and we are just down on earth, you know. This idea came up, but I'm bubbling a little bit where to start. So I guess I just give it a start. I just mentioned it, and I like to do that. And one of the leaders in Jerusalem with this woman organization with ECOSOC UN status, she had a dream to march in front of lots of women for peace in Jerusalem. And at some point of time, she did that. She found herself doing that. And I know she's a singer, so I thought I will connect with her and create a song with her, and then we pass the torch to other people who sing around the world to support. The theme, I'm not sure, probably the prophecy, the condor, quetzal, and eagle, that because I'm coming from that line, I had a call to be there, the push to be there spiritually, and I had a big Mayan clock in my dream, so I think I'm going there. So that's what I can share.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. And thank you for just bubbling sharing as a very clear example of how out of these bubbles, big bubbles can emerge. I'm also conscious of our time, but I can imagine that in this group already, there are other connections that can be supportive in seeing what could be co-created. And I love how you are giving an example of how the fact that World Unity Week is coming and we're having these calls is helping you to sense into if taking action is now the time, and if it is easy, and how that could work. So thank you for sharing. And we have the WhatsApp group in this smaller context. It's not to separate from the larger World Unity Week WhatsApp, but it's to enhance the easiness to find these ways to really collaborate, because that's what we're practicing specifically here, to have these co-creative kind of, where can we weave, where can we touch each other, which also happened, of course, with the in the earlier calls, where now the ceremony part is really coming alive. Go ahead.
I was just wondering if next week maybe everyone can share, if anyone who's declared something for the 99 days, it would be so great, and everyone can maybe, you know, whoever feels called to co-create or to, you know, it just gives people ideas.
Yes, great. Go ahead, Cara.
Yeah, I've called to a couple, each group I'm in, I'm sort of inviting us into a mission, because it's just it's a helpful energy and it connecting us up. So in the Spirit of Canada Dialogues project, we meet regularly and help about dialogues beyond division, and from the polarity that's so present that was really present with Canada, with that big trucker freedom movement, and everyone's going rah, right in the town of Ottawa, where a lot of us are from. So our 99-day mission is that we've been doing this process, was like, okay, what's our next big step? Like, we've been doing these little online dialogues, they're not really growing, but what do we want to sort of bring across the country? What's the big program we want to do, the bigger vision? Like, we're ready to really name it and write funding proposals. So we're gonna, by the September, we want to like put together our sort of fundraising package and submit these proposals to community foundations and have our partners in place and all that sort of thing. So we're like really bringing forward our biggest, boldest vision to the world and grounding it together. So this is a project that was born out of Peace Week 3 years ago. I was like, oh, just for Peace Week this year, let's do 50 conversations of peace through Canada. And it's taken and we're still, that vision is still coming into form. I thought we would do it just in like 3 months, but it's taking years, and that's, but I'm just following the energy on this project, and this is where it's leading. And so That's exciting. And then with the ceremonies for inner world peace, I'm really called to bring this Adiwa collective ceremony work forward for the inner collective psyche of humanity. And I'm getting really buzzed about it and how I'm going to do one on each full moon, and I'm getting excited about actually like inviting other people to be on with me throughout the network to sort of bring everybody's genius forward. So I'm just starting that process of asking Anna Luce to do one, and asking because Gary Malcolm was bringing in Matthew Fox for something, and our Spirit of Canada group is really wants to do his type of process in Canada, and so to see if we can get him to come and do a ceremony and sort of make it even bigger, and just sort of connecting with and Adanalia as well, and then themes are starting to emerge this week. I was doing like, oh yeah, maybe this one could be the nature theme, and this one could be the peace in the United States and Black Lives Matter theme, and the Ukraine theme, and the Middle East theme. So that's kind of all bubbling
So
up.
Cara,
So, yeah.
are you can people connect to that in the Mighty Network? Is that the place where we would be dropping parts of these topics in and then seeing how we can find each other? Is that the next step? And I like, again, I'm just aware of the time. I need to be going in a minute anyway, but
yeah, I'm just going to figure that out with John. Like, I'm assuming yes for that, but I don't see yet how I actually add a topic and stuff. So that's what I'm just trying to get more clarity on. Yeah.
So maybe we can make sure that we have that clarity then next week, when who wants to share some kind of a mission or a calling that they're feeling, how we can then also make sure that we capture that not only in the recording but in another way, because it's not for everybody to listen to a whole recording, but there are things that we might want to cross-pollinate. And of course we know that in Ashwenshin and in Kakao there will be all kinds of things going on as well. Juliet, please go ahead, and then I would like to do a checkout, and then if people want to stay longer, and Hasina wants to do that, but I need to go.
Thank you. Annelise, I believe you're doing a new moon ceremony tomorrow, is it? And I'm just wondering how we access that.
Who are you asking? Me?
Annelise? Sorry, yeah, Annelise.
I'm not aware that I'm doing that, but I'll do this in July, I suppose. But anyway, never mind.
Sorry, is there one tomorrow then? I had it on my calendar. Oh,
yes,
Suzanne.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry. And how do we access it?
I will send you just drop my Zoom link in the WhatsApp. I'm linked to you.
Okay, and then we can put it in the Bigger World Unity Week thread as well. Would that be good? Or would you want it to be just us?
Yeah, it's two for the other ones. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not.
No, it's up to them. That's up to them. Some people are still awake then. Or
no, it'd be 8 in the morning in Eastern time. It's okay. Oh, what time are you doing it?
Well, you said you're 2 to 4.
Yeah,
right?
2 p.m. This time is 8 a.m. in New York time, so that's okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can drop that as well. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm creating it.
Yeah, I'll be there. If you want to meet beforehand, we can brainstorm if you want.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, well, I feel there's still a lot to share, but yeah, time is up. And we're in the world where we do play with time, even though there's also a fluidity. So maybe we can just do a one-word checkout. What is alive in you now? And if we can do it kind of like just go around quickly, then I'll listen as much as I can before I get pulled out in my other conversation. And for me, it's bubbling.
For me too.
For me too.
Very inspired.
Bubbling.
A joyful awareness.
Gratitude.
Emergence.
Bubbling and call to do something.
Loving.
Living. Adventurous, going to the unknown. Sorry.
Passion.
Brian?
Compassion.
Anybody else still want to say something? Okay, well, thank you all. Great to see you here. See you soon. I won't be able to make it next week, but I will check in with Hasina and Kara to make sure any news I have that has arisen can be shared here. So thank you so much all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Thank you for your hosting.